is where I live in Beckett, Massachusetts, um, I go live right here and I talk to you all about textile upcycling and what and why and how that is so important, right? So, today I wanted to talk a little bit about a couple things. One is that I often hear people tell me that they have a really hard time establishing value in their upcycled product. Does anybody out there listening relate to that? Feeling like people don't see the value in the work that they've done. Um, so I just want to share a couple things with you guys. First of all, one of the reasons people see value in other things is because we place value on those things, right? So if you have whatever, if you have your grandmother's quilt and you love that quilt and you celebrate that quilt and that quilt is on your bed and you use it and you see it and you surround yourself with the love that was made with that quilt, then there's value. But if you have that grandmother's quilt and it's, in the back of your closet and you never look at it, or, it's getting torn up and it's like whatever, nobody ever pays any attention to it, the value comes away from it. Is this making sense to anybody out there? And by the way, hello everybody. I neglected to notice that there was like a whole ton of people on here. So welcome, welcome, welcome to people joining me on Stitcherhood on Stitcherhood on it's Instagram. On Instagram, on we are on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn all at once right now. So for anybody who's new and who's just joined, my name is Crispina French, and I am a textile upcycling activist, entrepreneur, and maker. And it's just something that I've done for a very long time. I started a textile upcycling business back in 1989. When I was I actually started my business in 1987, but it got real in 1989. And I am super engaged by environmentalism and about how every single one of us interacts with clothing and textiles every single day, from the day we are born until we are buried in our graves. And it's really important to make wise and thoughtful choices when you're thinking about your textiles, what you wear, what you put next to your skin, for so many reasons. And then the reason that sort of resonates with me most is because if you wear clothing that is durable and made to last, you wind up needing less of it, which generates less trash in the world. And there is a cycle that a lot of people don't realize that is generating mountains and mountains of textile trash that winds up mostly in Africa, some in Chile. Like there's just, we think, oh, we're being generous when we donate our used clothing to the thrift store. And honestly, it's a big, huge issue. That's actually a problem, because a lot of the donations that go to the thrift store are not saleable. They're not wearable. They're, past their prime. They're falling apart. They're dirty, stained, whatever. And we can all do something about that. That's the really good news, is that we individually have the power to make some pretty drastic changes in the textile waste flow in our own lives. And then it ripples out into those who live with us, those who we chat with and talk to. So textile upcycling is an amazing thing. When you start to use recycled clothing to make new things with, you realize that there is so much value to be mined in what people think is trash. So textiles is one piece of that, right? But that goes out into so many different areas. Like my thing is textiles, but just imagine like all the different things that get thrown away that are actually useful. And it doesn't impact us in our, sort of upper echelon global citizen culture of the United States, probably most of Europe, and, the kind of rich white folks in the world tend to be a little blind to the issues that it's causing, because that trash gets shipped to places where people are not as, privileged as we are. There's the Catamanto is the largest secondhand clothing market in the world, and it's right next to the largest landfill of textile waste in the world, and that's in Ghana in Africa. So I love to learn about this, and I just want to encourage you to do the same and just think about how, buy secondhand, buy recycled, buy clothing. If you're going to buy something new, think about it. Think about how long that thing is going to last you. Where, rather than buying the $12 dress from some fast fashion company that's you're going to wear once, think about a dress that you're going to wear for maybe 20 years. And maybe you're not going to wear it every week. Maybe it's like a special occasion dress, but it's something that you can, you know, accessorize in different ways so that it takes on a suitability in different environments. You can, wear it for, special occasions, and, maybe trade it with your girlfriends if they wear a similar style to you. So think about that. And then think about, spending money with people whose values align with yours. So if you're going to buy something new, buy it from a company that you kind of like have some information about, that you enjoy and agree with, so that you're sort of voting with your dollars, if that makes sense. So that when you pay somebody and you're supporting a business that has an ethical and environmental awareness, you're not spending money with people who don't. You're not spending money with people, or when I say people, I mean garment manufacturing companies that are exploiting their employees and their makers, right? There's a lot of that goes on in the garment industry. And I'm going to take a minute, and I'm going to say hello to some people. Okay. Diana Padwick is tuning in from the UK. Hello. Hello. Sorry, my dad was Irish and I loved to imitate his accent. He was also my high school art teacher. So it was like this kind of running joke in high school. Everybody did the John French. And now sometimes I do the John French, and like John French is long gone. And the only people who appreciate it are like my sisters and I. But Diana, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Your name's not familiar to me, so maybe you're new here, and I just want to welcome you to our Tuesday morning sessions, 20 minutes at 11 o'clock each Tuesday morning. We gather here on the social media webs and chit chat. Kimberly Kleeman, you are like my best viewer, buddy, friend. Thank you so much for your super, and like thank you. You're just always right there, and I just appreciate you. Nashville, Tennessee, Carrie Lutz, welcome aboard, my dear. It's so nice to have all of the you guys showing up today. Cindy Who learned about the huge fabric issue in landfills from me. I'm glad. Thank you. I'm glad that resonated with you. Zach Foster. Hello, my friend. Zach Foster is someone who is definitely doing some pretty cool textile upcycling. If you're not familiar with his feed or work, check him out. He's on Instagram, and it's ZAK Foster. And actually, if you look, I don't know, can you guys see the comments or the waves? I'm not sure if you can or not. All the technology, it's hard for me to keep up with. But speaking of technology, the next thing I want to share with you today, which is I can't even tell you, honestly, like it's hard for me to contain myself. I'm so freaking excited about a project that I have coming up. It is an Upcycling Summit. Okay. And like for literally, I'm telling you, it's been at least 10 years. It's probably been more like 15 or maybe 20 years that I have been dreaming of the day that I can gather textile upcycling entrepreneurs, activists, manufacturers, industry people, from the big muckety mucks at Patagonia to the solopreneurs who are just like making amazing things, and have a kind of gathering of the sensibility of people who have the sensibility to use what we've got, right? We've got all of this textile richness that is kind of like falling through our hands because some of us are not paying attention to the value of it. And that summit is going to grab and gather and bring together this like international circle of people. It's all online, and a couple of reasons for that. One is, of course, that we're all online these days, right? I mean, the pandemic where I am in Massachusetts seems like it's kind of dissipating, but we all thought that a year ago too, didn't we? But not only is it all online for that reason, we're all good at this Zoom stuff now. It's also all online because it's accessible for people from all over the world. Nobody has to travel and spend a ton of money and be away from their family and friends or home or whatever responsibilities they have in their lives. And air travel, you guys, is bad news. It's bad, bad, bad for the environment. Like flying across the Atlantic Ocean from where I am in Massachusetts one way is equivalent to the carbon emissions of driving a fossil fuel car, for an entire year. So when you're flying, just think about that. Think about like how to maybe spend more time in your destination and fly less, or make those flights super important and valuable, and not just kind of whimsical and like spur of the moment weekend trips to Paris or whatever. Okay. So one of the things that happens when we have these online events and everybody's like, on these little screens, is that we get a little like glazed over, right? Like there's not a whole lot of interaction, which is one of the reasons why I love you guys, because you're always like leaving me comments and posing questions and waving if you can, because on Instagram, people can wave with a little hand. Hello. So the summit is going to have a lot of opportunity for interaction. There's going to be breakout rooms. There's going to be vendor booths. There's going to be presenters with Q&As that'll all be live. There'll be ways for people to connect that are, just attending to learn more, to meet people from all over the world who have the same sensibilities they do around textile upcycling. So the dates of the summit are right around Earth Day. So it's April 20th. 420 sorry 420 21 and 22. It's a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 10 to 6 each day, Eastern Standard Time, and amazing people will be presenting. Like I just can't even believe it. Like every day I get to my office and I'm like, I sit down at my computer and I open my phone and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's more people reaching out who want to support the event and who want to present at the event and who are interested in volunteering for the event. And it's just like, oh my gosh, it's like when all of those good things are happening, I can just know that this is the right thing for me to be doing. It feels so like aligned with who I am in the world and what I love to do and what I think my real strengths are. So today, and I'm going to jump the gun a little bit, which is kind of another thing I do really well. Early bird tickets are on sale right now. Like they went on sale at 10 o'clock. I mean, I have to confess, there are a couple of little hiccups with the technology because, technology is really not my strong suit, but it works. So if you're interested in learning more about the Rags to Riches Textile Upcycling Summit, I'm going to put my my web address in the comments where I can. If you're on Instagram, you can see my links in the like the bio, the profile, whatever it is, and get to the website there. And when you get to the website, there's a big orange button at the top right-hand corner that says Rags to Riches Summit. Click that. It'll give you all the information about what the summit is all about, how it works, and if you get your tickets before Friday at midnight this week, you get $100 off. So instead of being a $297 ticket, it's $197, and there's a whole slew of bonuses that come along with it. And honestly, I think it's going to be like this amazing kind of gathering of international coolness of people who are actually changing the world. And when we bring that energy together, it becomes much greater than the sum of its parts. And it's just, honestly, just thinking about it, there's like tingles on the back of my head, you guys. Super excited. Um, Guests and presenters are gonna kind of be a little bit of a mystery for a bit because I think it's a really cool thing to surprise people. But I can tell you that there's going to be people who have been doing this almost as long as I have. There's going to be people who I've partnered with in the corporate sphere of, recycling, and there's going to be people I've met in the last 6 months who are doing amazing things and are a little newer to the circle. Honestly, I mean, I'm really excited about it. I'd love to know if anybody has questions about it as you learn more, or if you have questions at the moment. Feel free to pop them right in the comments. If I don't get to them live, if you're watching this as a recording, I will get to your questions and I will be sure to answer each and every one of them. And it's really helpful if you post them in the comments, because then other people who might have the same question can garner the information that way. So again, it's the Rags to Riches Textile Upcycling Summit. It's all the information you can find at my website, which is crispina.eco. And if you're a creature of habit and you just go for that .com, that will also get you there. So it's Crispina, my first name, .eco or .com, and you'll learn all about it there. And you'll also be one of the first visitors to my brand new website, which I'd love to have your feedback on. So with all of that said, who's got a question? Who's got something to share? Who's watching this live and wants to, tag your friend who needs to know that they are not a total freak and that there's other people in the world upcycling textiles and making their living doing that. The more the merrier, you guys. So if you share around, that'd be awesome. And I just want to show you one cool thing that if you are an early bird and you get one of the tickets that's available between now and Friday of this week, you'll get this really cool hand printed, screen printed. It's actually, I stapled it to a piece of like paper so that it's easier to print. So it's just a piece of muslin, but it looks a little papery due to the way that we make them. But we print these right downstairs in my studio. So they're made by the Dolphin Studio, which is our sister business. And this is designed to be affixed to your sweatshirt, your t-shirt, your jacket, your tote bag, so that we're not generating yet more unused, excessive, unnecessary pieces of clothing or accessories like bags to fill that landfill over in Ghana with. So and this is also, it's printed on an organic muslin. And I thought another thing, like if I had time right now, which I don't because I'm working on the summit, I would embellish this with embroidery and beads and maybe some sequins because I'm a little bit like a crow. And then I'd probably fix it to the back of my sweatshirt. I have a really cool sweatshirt that I will put this on. So these are only early birds that get these. So you can hop over to that website link, pop me a question if you have one. And I also, before I sign off, I'm not seeing any questions. Does anybody have questions? Let me just check the comments here. I hope I'm not overlooking stuff, but I see there's a ton of people watching, and I hope I didn't miss any questions. If I did, like I said, I'll get back to it and let you know the answer as soon as I have a chance. So the other thing I want to just mention before I head off is that we do have a scholarship fund. So if you have excess that you can share, every dollar that's donated to our scholarship fund is matched by me. So if you need a scholarship, you can send an email, which you can find the email address at the website. If you have excess that you'd like to donate to that scholarship fund, you can actually message me, because right now we don't have it open, and I imagine that people watching this might go there and find it impossible to make a donation. So I will get with you and enable you to donate to the scholarship fund if you so choose. any donation could be $10, it could be $100, it could be more. It depends on what you have available to you. I do want to just encourage anybody who does have extra cash to share that there are a lot of people in places and life situations that are interested in textile upcycling because it's so accessible, right? There's not a lot of tools, there's not a lot of investment needed to get started with a textile upcycling business. So it's really, really helpful for people in those situations to have the angels out there support them in their drive to achieve financial independence, right? And to also at the same time be supporting their audience and the planet. So thank you so much for being here with me today. I look forward to sharing more about the summit as things fall into place. I will be back here next Tuesday. And again, anybody who has any questions, if you want to donate to the scholarship fund, you can direct message me on whatever platform you're in, or send me an email at the web address that I posted in the comments. And if you are interested in acquiring a scholarship for someone in need, please just let me know. We don't do a lot of question asking. We just do implore that the people who request scholarships actually do need them. And everybody's just got so much integrity, you guys. The world is actually full of the most amazing, beautiful, awesome people. And we just tend to get bombarded with all the negative crap. And it's hard and it's awful. And I'm so sorry. There's so much strife and suffering in the world right now. And there's equal amounts of love and connection and support and success and celebration. And I like to focus on that. So join me and smile and know that today is a beautiful day. And I appreciate each and every one of you. Have a really great day. We'll see you next week. Bye, everybody. Let's see.